Have you ever asked yourself why some people make it look so easy? Why they seem to achieve everything they set their minds to it when others cannot? Is it motivation, talent, magic? Let me tell you, it's none of those. The difference is consistency. Did you know that 92% of people never achieve their New Year's resolutions? It's not because they don't want to, but because they lack one key ingredient: sticking with the process.
The energy it requires to start doing something is way more than the energy required to continue doing the thing. And that the beginning of doing anything results in the lowest amount of reward, both internal and external.
Here's the fact. Think about this. If you improved by just 1% every day, you'd be 37 times better by the end of the year. Now, imagine what you could achieve by mastering consistency.
And when you believe in yourself, you got to believe in possibility. And when you believe in possibility, you have to believe in yourself.
Today, we're not just talking about why consistency matters, we're making it actionable. I'll show you how to stick to the process, even when motivation fades, and why the smallest daily actions can create the biggest results. And if you manage to stick with me till the end, I'll give you a secret bonus tip that'll make consistency effortless for you. So grab a quiet spot, clear some space, and let's get to work. This is your time to create habits that last and build a future you'll be proud of. Let's begin. My friend, let me hit you with a surprising fact. Studies show that consistent small habits lead to 80% of long-term achievements. It's not the one-time effort, the occasional burst of inspiration, or even the grand gestures that build success. It's the quiet, steady process of showing up every single day. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. And honestly, doesn't that just take some of the pressure off? You don't need to be perfect or extraordinary every day, you just need to keep going.
The problem is you can only worry about yours. You have to clear yours, and then once you clear yours and your vision gets clean and purified, and you approach a person from a purified space, things get a whole lot easier.
Let me tell you a story about Jerry Seinfeld. You probably know him as the creator of Seinfeld, one of the most successful sitcoms in television history. But what you might not know is how he achieved that level of greatness through consistency. Early in his career, Jerry committed to writing one joke every single day, no matter what. He'd mark an X on a calendar for each day he wrote. Over time, those X's turned into an unbroken chain. And that's exactly what fueled his legendary success. He didn't focus on writing the best joke every day, he just focused on showing up. Now, let's get real for a second. We've all had those moments where motivation fades and life throws curveballs. You miss a workout, forget to meditate, or skip that task you promised to tackle. And what happens next? The guilt creeps in, whispering, you failed. But here's the truth, brother. Missing a day isn't failure. It's simply a reminder. Think of it like tripping on a run. You don't quit the race. You dust yourself off and keep going. That's the magic of consistency. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Consistency compounds over time. It's like investing. You don't see the results immediately, but those small, steady efforts build into something extraordinary. Want proof? Think about people who seem to achieve incredible things, like mastering an instrument or building a business. It's not because they're superhuman, it's because they've mastered the art of consistency. The key is to focus on the process, not the outcome. Let's say you're trying to get in shape. Instead of fixating on losing 20 pounds, focus on showing up at the gym 3 times a week. Consistency turns the process into a habit, and before you know it, the results take care of themselves.
Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
So how do you start? Keep it simple. Commit to one small, manageable action each day. Write a single paragraph. Take a 10-minute walk. Spend 5 minutes organizing your workspace. These tiny actions might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they add up in ways you can't imagine. Here's one more thing to remember. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Some days you'll crush it, and other days you'll barely scrape by. And that's okay. The only way to fail is to stop showing up. Let me leave you with this. Success doesn't require genius, luck, or perfection. It just needs you to commit to the process one step at a time. Start today. Even the smallest action can set off a chain reaction of growth and momentum. And if you've ever felt the magic of staying consistent, whether it was sticking to a workout routine, learning a new skill, or even just showing up for yourself daily, drop your story in the comments. Your small win could inspire someone else to take their next step. Let's keep pushing forward together.
To change is to be greater than your body, to be greater than your environment, and to be greater than time.
Let's be real, my friend. Sticking to something day after day is hard. I mean, we all start with the best intentions, right? You set a goal, feel fired up, and tell yourself, this time I'm sticking with it. But then life happens, motivation fades, progress feels slow. And suddenly, the plan you were so excited about feels like a chore. Why is it so hard to stay consistent? Let me break it down for you. Have you ever noticed how motivation shows up strong at first, but then disappears just when you need it most? It's like that friend who promises to help you move, but suddenly has plans on moving day. It's unreliable. Think about starting a new workout routine. For the first week or two, you're pumped. You've got your playlist ready, you're taking selfies at the gym, it's all good, but then the soreness kicks in. The early mornings feel brutal. And the couch, well, it's looking a lot more inviting than that treadmill. Without motivation, you're left with one big question. Why am I even doing this?
Every single difficult thing that you do is kind of like a massive wall that you need to get over. And you go, wow, I'm so glad that I've got over that wall.
The thing is, motivation comes and goes. It's not something you can count on every day. That's why consistency has to be about commitment, not feelings. You show up not because you feel like it, but because you promised yourself you would. Okay, let's talk about expectations. Be honest. Have you ever started something and expected to see results immediately? Like, you go to the gym one time and wonder why your abs haven't shown up yet. Yeah, me too. It's natural to want results fast, but the truth is, growth doesn't work like that. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, give it sunlight, and wait. But instead of trusting the process, you dig it up every day to check if it's grown. That's what inconsistency looks like. It's impatience disguised as effort. And guess what? You're actually stopping the seed from growing. Here's the thing, the results will come, but only if you let them. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, focus on the act of showing up. Miss a day? That's fine. Just get back to it. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Let's talk about another big one, fear. Specifically, the fear of slow results. We live in a world where everything is instant, food delivery, streaming shows, even relationships on dating apps. So when something takes time, it feels wrong. But here's the deal, the best things in life take time. Building a career, improving your health, strengthening relationships, it's all about those small, consistent actions that add up over time. I get it though. The fear creeps in. What if I'm doing all this work and it doesn't even pay off? That fear can be paralyzing. But let me tell you something. The only way to guarantee failure is to stop trying. Consistency isn't about guarantees. It's about giving yourself the best shot at success.
Those early days, that little trench winning in the weeds, oftentimes gives you these huge advantages later on because you have more context than anyone else.
Let's go back to that seed analogy. What if, instead of digging it up every day, you just trusted the process? You water it, take care of it, and let it grow. Over time, it becomes something strong and beautiful. That's how consistency works. Every small action builds on the one before it, creating momentum. Here's how to make it easier. 1. Ditch motivation, build systems, create routines so you don't have to rely on feeling motivated. 2. Be patient. Focus on the effort, not just the outcome. Celebrate the fact that you're showing up. 3. Start small. Break big goals into tiny steps. 1 push-up today can lead to a full workout next week. Let me tell you something I've learned. The things that tend to work in the long term are hardest in the moment. That's why consistency feels tough. It's not supposed to be easy, but it's worth it. So my friend, let me ask you, where are you struggling to stay consistent right now? Is it your health, your work, your personal goals? Drop it in the comments below. Let's figure this out together, because once you nail consistency, the possibilities are endless. Let's keep going.
Experts have more ways to win than beginners do. And so if an expert goes into any setting that they're expert in, they have so many faster feedback loops that reward them in the moment before the ultimate outcome.
My friend, let me tell you something that changed the game for me. Success doesn't just happen because you want it badly enough. It happens because you fall in love with the process. And trust me, that's the part most people ignore. They're so fixated on the result, the promotion, the weight loss, the business success, that they miss the very steps that will take them there. Let me put it this way. Imagine you want to climb a mountain. Standing at the bottom, you're staring at the peak, dreaming about the view from the top. But if you don't focus on each step in front of you, you'll never get there. The process, one step at a time, is what matters most. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Here's the truth. Results are outside your control, but the process is entirely yours. Let me share an example. When I first started working toward a fitness goal, I was obsessed with the number on the scale. Every day, I'd weigh myself, hoping for a dramatic drop. And every time the number didn't move, I felt defeated. Sound familiar? But then I shifted my focus. Instead of obsessing over the outcome, I started focusing on the daily actions, hitting my workouts, drinking enough water, and eating balanced meals. Suddenly, the process felt rewarding, and the results, they came naturally. The key was breaking the big goal into smaller steps and tackling them one day at a time. And I will show you right now, step by step, how you can actually fall in love with the process. 1, break it down. Big goals are overwhelming. That's why you need to break them into bite-sized pieces. For example, if you want to write a book, don't think about finishing 300 pages. Start with writing just 1 page a day. Small wins create momentum. 2, set daily non-negotiables. Pick 1 or 2 small actions you commit to every single day. Maybe it's spending 20 minutes learning a new skill or taking a short walk to clear your mind. These daily habits compound over time. 3, track your progress. There's something powerful about seeing your consistency on paper. Use a habit tracker or a simple checklist. Each check mark is proof that you're showing up, and that builds confidence. 4, detach from the outcome. This is the hard part, my friend. Stop obsessing over the finish line. Instead, ask yourself, did I give it my best today? If the answer is yes, that's a win. 5, celebrate the small wins. Don't wait until you've reached your ultimate goal to feel proud of yourself. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. Finished a week of workouts? Treat yourself to something you love.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to try. And I think that is so much more motivating as a frame for the exact same circumstance.
What most people don't realize is that the process isn't just about achieving the goal, it's about transforming you along the way. When you show up day after day, you're building discipline, resilience, and confidence. Those qualities will stick with you long after you've reached the goal. Take this as your reminder. Falling in love with the process is the secret to staying consistent. It's not glamorous and it's not always exciting, but it's the foundation for every big achievement. So my friend, what's one process you can commit to today? Share it below. I'd love to hear what you're working on. Let's build something great together. My friend, let's get real. Staying consistent is easier said than done. There are days when motivation feels miles away, and all you want to do is hit the snooze button or procrastinate on that big goal. But consistency isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or magical inspiration. It's about creating systems that help you show up, even when you don't feel like it. Now I want to hear from you. What's one system or strategy you've used to stay consistent, even on tough days? Drop it in the comments below. Your insight could be the spark someone else needs to keep going. Let's inspire each other to show up and stay on track. Let me share 4 powerful strategies to make consistency your superpower. 1, build a routine. If consistency is the key, then routine is the lock that holds everything in place. Doing the same thing at the same time every day removes the mental energy needed to decide what to do next. You're essentially automating your success. Here's how to make it happen. Start small. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Begin with 1 or 2 small habits, like journaling for 5 minutes in the morning or stretching before bed. Set reminders, use alarms, sticky notes, or apps to reinforce your routine until it becomes second nature. Anchor your habits. Pair a new habit with an existing one. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll spend 10 minutes reading. It might feel repetitive at first, but trust me, this repetition is what builds momentum. As time goes on, you won't even have to think about it. It'll just be part of your day. 2, track your progress. You've probably heard the saying, what gets measured gets managed. Well, tracking your progress is like giving yourself a front row seat to your own growth. It's motivating to see how far you've come and a great way to hold yourself accountable. Here's how to track like a pro. Use a habit tracker. Apps like Habitica or simple tools like a paper calendar work wonders. Marking off each day gives you a sense of accomplishment. Set short-term goals. Instead of focusing on the end result, aim for streaks, 10 days of workouts, 30 days of writing, etc. Reflect weekly. Take a few minutes each week to review your progress. Ask yourself, what worked? What didn't? How can I improve? Every check mark, every streak, every small win is proof that you're showing up, and that's worth celebrating. 3, reward yourself. Let's face it, my friend, we're wired to seek rewards. Without something to look forward to, staying consistent can feel like a grind. The good news? Rewards don't have to be extravagant. They just need to feel meaningful to you. Here's how to make rewards work. Celebrate milestones. Hit your 10th workout. Treat yourself to your favorite smoothie. Finished your first chapter? Take a night off to binge. Watch a show, guilt-free. Use gamification. Turn your goals into a game. For example, for every week of consistency, add $1 to a reward jar for something fun. Focus on intrinsic rewards. The feeling of progress, confidence, and pride can be just as rewarding as external treats. Rewarding yourself reinforces positive behavior, making it easier to stay on track over the long haul. 4, find accountability. Sometimes the secret to consistency is knowing someone's watching or cheering you on. Accountability turns your personal goals into shared commitments, and that added layer of responsibility can make all the difference. Here's how to build accountability into your routine. Get a buddy, find a friend with similar goals, and check in regularly. Whether it's a daily text or a weekly call, their encouragement will keep you going. Join a community. Online groups, local clubs, or forums can connect you with like-minded people. Platforms like Reddit or Facebook groups are great for finding your tribe. Share your goals publicly, post your progress on social media, or simply tell your family and friends what you're working on. Knowing others are rooting for you adds motivation. When you're struggling, these accountability systems can help you push through and stay the course. Here's the magic, my friend. When you combine these strategies, routine, tracking, rewards, and accountability, You create a system that's almost foolproof. It won't be perfect, and that's okay. What matters is showing up day after day, even when it feels tough. Consistency isn't about being flawless. It's about finding ways to keep going, no matter what. So, what's one step you'll take today to build consistency into your life? Share it with me. I'd love to hear how you're planning to crush it. Let's keep each other accountable and make success inevitable.
I think a hopeful message that anyone can think about who's in that hard period or in that start period is that it won't get harder. Like, this is the hardest part. And so if you can just make it through this, everything else is downhill.
All right, my friend, let me let you in on a little secret that changed the game for me. It's something so simple, yet so effective, that once you get it, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. It's called reverse engineering success. Let me explain. Imagine this. You've got this huge, seemingly impossible goal. Maybe it's launching a side hustle, writing a book, or getting in the best shape of your life. It feels overwhelming, right? That's because you're looking at the whole mountain instead of focusing on the steps to climb it. Here's what you do instead. Start at the end. Picture what success looks like. What does the finish line feel like? Now, work backward. What are the milestones you'd need to hit to get there? Break those milestones into smaller, bite-sized tasks. For example, big goal, run a marathon. Milestone, run 10 miles without stopping. Small task, run for 10 minutes today. By breaking it down, you shift from I'll never get there to I know exactly what to do next. And that's a powerful feeling. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You don't have to tackle the entire goal in one go. Instead, focus on building non-negotiable habits, the small, consistent actions that over time lead to massive results. Let me give you an example. When I wanted to start journaling daily, I didn't commit to writing pages and pages. I committed to just one sentence. That's it. Some days I'd only write that one sentence. Other days I'd end up writing paragraphs, but what mattered was the habit, not the volume. Non-negotiable habits can be as small as writing for 5 minutes a day, doing 10 push-ups every morning, reading one page of a book. These habits might seem tiny, but consistency compounds over time. Remember, my friend, big wins are built on small actions. And here's the thing, my friend.
We cannot attract anything in our life that we feel separate from.
Those small daily actions, they're what bridge the gap between who you are now and the success you dream of. Now, let's talk about the simplest trick to crush procrastination, the 2-minute rule. Here's how it works. If a task will take less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. If it's a bigger task, commit to starting it for just 2 minutes. Here's the magic of this rule. Once you start, you often keep going. For example, don't feel like cleaning your room, commit to just picking up one item. Dreading your workout, put on your sneakers and stretch for 2 minutes. Avoiding a big project, open your laptop and write one sentence. 9 times out of 10, once you're in motion, you'll keep going. It's like tricking your brain into momentum. The beauty of these strategies, reverse engineering, non-negotiable habits, and the 2-minute rule, is that they make consistency feel manageable. You're not trying to conquer the world in a day. You're just taking small intentional steps forward. And here's the thing, my friend, consistency isn't about perfection. It's about showing up even when it's hard. Remember, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. So what's one habit you're going to start today? It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. Drop it in the comments and let's hold each other accountable. Let me leave you with this, my friend. Small daily improvements are the key to staggering long-term results. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about committing to the process, even when it feels tough. We've explored the power of consistency and how it shapes everything you aim for. Now it's time to take those insights and turn them into action. Whether it's starting with a small habit or tackling a goal you've been putting off, remember that every step, no matter how small, moves you closer to the life you want. If you're ready to unlock even more potential, I've got something special for you right here. It's designed to take everything we've discussed to the next level, just for you. Let's keep this journey alive, my friend. You've got everything you need to make it happen, so let's do it together.